Tim mentioned. The topic I was looking into for this final project is the social networking service I was looking into was Facebook, and the feature I was looking into is their Facebook Live, which has come out recently, and more importantly, the issues of copyright infringement attached to it. So, just a little background. I'm sure just about anybody who works in the computer industry should know what Facebook is. It's easily the most used social networking service with almost 1.6 billion monthly active users and about a billion users that log in daily. Now, it's because of those users that allow Facebook to create many features. Some features are annoying, some features you don't think that they're needed, but these features that Facebook creates are because they're trying to determine what these users want to use. And the thing about having so many of these users is that it allows them to pretty much create all kinds of features that other networking sites, they may have a piece of it, or they may have this one section of it, or YouTube does video broadcasting. Well, now Facebook does video broadcasting. Well, Instagram does photos. Well, Facebook does photos as well. I know that there's tie-ins and whatnot, but Facebook has all of these things encompassed into one, which is another reason why they have so many users. It's so popular. But anywho, Facebook launched Facebook Live on August 5th, 2015. I didn't realize that they launched it that early. I thought it was more of a recent creation, I guess, because of the more advertisement there's been for it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into this. I studied in depth more this Facebook Live. I found it interesting, and I was curious as to how do they go about this copyright infringement and what they need to do to fix it or to prevent it from happening on their site. I know that any website has issues that has issues with copyright infringement. So what exactly is copyright? Just a little background on this. Basically, copyright is a right given to those who are an original creator of a work or material. So let's say you're an artist and you create a new painting. That painting you can copy for themselves. There's other things too, like musicians. Their music is copyrighted. Nobody else can claim that music for themselves. Now, with this copyrighted material, the creators can distribute those contents however they please. It's their work. Others can't do it without permission. Good example of this is the NFL. CBS and Fox and NBC and ESPN, all those networks, television networks, need permission from the NFL, and there's an agreement in place, obviously, of making money and whatnot. But they need the permission, or else they won't be able to. They'll infringe on that copyright. So what exactly is infringement on copyright is when somebody uses material that has already been deemed copyrighted. Makes sense. Back to the NFL thing, there have been many bars that have closed down or been heavily fined by the NFL or sued by the NFL because they were broadcasting NFL games that weren't in agreement with. They weren't broadcasting Fox or NBC. They were trying to, if it was a primetime game or a Thursday night game and they didn't have the NFL Network or something like that. They were doing it illegally. They were infringing on that copyright. I'll just give you an idea. So, how exactly did I go about this? How did I evaluate the issue of copyright infringement on Facebook Live. So Facebook Live has an own map, essentially, that it's a map of the world that has these little dots that show where people are broadcasting. So if we go to it, we can see this is my Facebook page, but we can see right here the United States of America, and all these little blue dots are where people are broadcasting live. Now, you can hover over these things, and you can see, videos being played of other people, of their broadcasts, and you can see exactly, what is being broadcast, the video that's being broadcast. And I can, from here is how I was determining if things are being copyrighted or not. Now, there's not a lot. There's not a lot in here that showed copyright material, but I did find a concert being broadcasted, and I found the NFL game being broadcasted. Now, I wanted to see how long that was on there, how long that would be broadcasted. The concert was maybe a minute, but unfortunately, I have to wonder if that was because of Facebook, finding it and shutting it down, or it could very well be like a communications loss. There's no way for me to really know that, but I, I would like to think that it's Facebook, cracking down on it and trying to prevent these things from happening. So, but it was this material that I used. I could have very well broadcasted, copyrighted and infringed material myself. But for legal reasons, I decided against that for this report. It would be quicker and easier to see how Facebook responds to those things. But like I said, for legal reasons, I decided against not infringing on someone else's copyright. So that's how basically I evaluate if, the copyright issue and if Facebook does what they do to prevent these things from happening. So with the data that I did find, and I talked about this before, was I saw, sporting events and and concerts, and actually I did see a movie as well. It was Harry Potter, actually. But that was being broadcast, for a while. It didn't get taken down. So I would, yeah. What can they do with this information? Exactly, is the data they can grab is, determining people's locations. They can determine people's, who they are exactly, because they're attached to a profile. But I feel like location is very interesting in that, if an NFL game, if people are broadcasting it at a game, Facebook could potentially shut that down. I mean, there's going to be issues with that too, as in, people are broadcasting, a tailgate or whatever. So there's definitely, a gray line, so to speak, that Facebook needs to cross and determine how they want to go about preventing this copyright infringed material. Now, the expected use of this report, I guess the expected use would be for Facebook to be able to get this data and make their system better. They can easily grab this data to, grab location. They can grab user data. They can grab, what exactly one of the most popular types of broadcasts that are infringing on copyright, and they can make their system better. They can build software to check these things, and yeah, it's going to take some time and it's going to be difficult to do, but the data that they can gather through this will allow them to do that. And I, that is the main goal of this report, is to allow Facebook to use their own system, one, to determine where these copyright infringements are happening. So another side people, side users of this report, I have to say the people who are broadcasting this copyright material, maybe they don't know, maybe they don't realize that what they are doing is copyright infringement. I mean, it's a very valid point that these people just don't know, and so this could help them, inform them about what they should be broadcasting and what they shouldn't. And that's something that Facebook, I feel, could implement in their prevention of this. Is if somebody does broadcast, they could send forward them a message like saying hey, your video is taken down because of this and this, just so that they become more aware of what's going on. Also, another person is not really intended for them, but if the people who are who have the material that is being infringed upon, their copyright, it's not really for them, but it can help them gain a little peace of mind and knowing that this data is out there for Facebook to grab and use to help build a better system for them to prevent their material from being infringed upon. Like I said, it's not really meant for that. It's really more or less meant for Facebook to build a better system. Resources. So yeah, that's my report. Like I said, I found this Facebook Live and these live broadcasts very interesting because the idea that people can instantaneously broadcast videos. I mean, we've seen video reports that bystanders have had, but they've never been live. They've never been right then and there. So this could very well be a self-policing thing. I mean, they can bring people together. Birthday celebrations are going on from people across the world. They can live broadcast it on Facebook. And it's a great idea. It really is. They just need to improve some aspects of it to protect themselves, to protect other people. There's a lot of interests at hand here, and while Facebook does do a good job, they put control into their users. Users can report these things as well as them going through it. But it's just going to be an ever-changing process as patents grow, as copyright materials grow and become more complicated and more convoluted, and they're just gonna have to stay on top of these things, and doing stuff through like what this report does will allow them to hopefully stay ahead of the curve a little bit, allow them to keep building a better software, a better system to improve this material, to improve this protection of infringed copyright. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if Facebook is handling the copyright situation all right. If just they allow users to kind of self-police them, but is that enough? I mean, how many people actually do that? I'm not sure exactly, but let me know if you think that if they should go about a different way, or what could they use the data for to build a better system. But anyway, thank you for a great semester. I learned a lot. I really did. I'm sure I'll have class with some of you guys again. Good luck. Have a great rest of your year.